Today, I would like to introduce you to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central Manufacturing. Our journey will only cover the core of this area. If you need a more detailed look at the solution as a whole, please visit our overview video as well. Future video content will include a more detailed look at the tools used to manage your manufacturing business with Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. So please allow me to introduce you to Business Central Manufacturing. Manufacturing inside of BC includes multiple components, including production orders based on established routings and bills of material, work centers, machine centers, and tools to manage capacity. Let's start our journey by looking at a released production order. Microsoft has recently introduced a new search tool right inside of your solution. Think of it as a search engine that gives you the opportunity to explore a variety of areas right inside of Business Central. My results will be segregated by pages and tasks, reports and analysis, and even help documentation. Please note that each one of these categories include more than just the 3 top results that are presented here on the screen. Our first stop will be a released production order. Inside of a released production order, you will have the administrative information that's designed to help you manage that particular production order. These production orders will be designed based on the information that you've provided Business Central. The production order can include more than one line, and it could also include reservations of the inventory. It can include order tracking. It can also include things like item availability by a specific time period. We can add dimensions to each one of our production orders to further classify those transactions in relation to that production order. We can add routing steps, components, which would be your bill of material. We can add item tracking lines. These are lot or serial tracking details that allow us to fully trace the components and the finished goods inside of our organization as we see fit. And finally, we do have the ability to record our production. We'll learn more about that here in just a few moments. Our first stop on our exploration of the production order will be the routing. The routing is the path that this production order or the products will travel through your organization. Here we have a starting and end time for the production order. We have setup and run time, wait time and move time, all available for you to manage your production. The setup time will not increase with the number of units on the particular production order, where the runtime will. This will expand the scheduling capabilities, as well as give you visibility as to when capacity is no longer available or when capacity becomes an issue. Things like overtime, things like additional shifts will be proactively managed versus reactively managed when your customer calls or you realize that you've already passed a deadline that you've set. Inside of the routing process, you have the ability to manage your organization at the machine center or work center level. The idea behind a work center is that a work center allows you to group pieces of equipment or operations together. This allows users to assign the production at a work center level and then assign it to individual pieces of equipment. Work centers can be structured in a way that allows cells to be created, meaning all pieces of equipment required to produce a particular item can be included in that cell, or it can be structured where pieces of equipment that are the same are grouped together. This is a great tool for scheduling because you can initially assign the production order at the work center level and then assign it out to the individual machine centers as you see fit. Inside of the machine centers, you will have the ability to create calendars that include absences. These absences can include steps like preventative maintenance or vacations or times when there's plant shutdowns. All of that can be included in the calendar to make sure that activities are scheduled appropriately. Statistics can be kept on each piece of equipment to manage production and utilization, as well as the load can be monitored at a regular basis so that we can predict when trouble will come our way. Inside of the machine center, you will have the ability to add costs direct costs, indirect costs, and even overhead rates to make sure that you are optimizing your cost and profit each time you produce an item. Scheduling has several tools such as capacity, efficiency, wait times, queue times. The routing, if you have a very consistent setup and a very consistent runtime for your production, then you could set up defaults inside of the machine center to aid in producing routings much more quickly and efficiently inside of your organization. Scrap can be tracked as either a quantity or a percentage to allow us to better plan not only production but also raw materials to make sure that we have enough to meet our customer needs, our customer promises, and expand our customer service abilities leveraging technology. The production order also includes components, which is our bill of material. These components can be tracked in multiple units of measures. If your raw material is in ounces or pounds, that could be tracked and converted to eaches after any of the operations. Maybe the first operation turns those into individual units. If there is a scrap quantity that has been applied or a scrap percentage that has been applied to this bill of material, then we'll see that here. For example, I need 48 units, but I need 49 ounces of my raw material in order to meet my production requirement. I have the ability to control my flushing method. Flushing methods include backwards, forwards, and manual. Backward flushing means that when I complete an operation, Business Central will consume all of those components that I had predicted when I complete the operation. Forward flushing means that Business Central will consume all of those items when I initiate the operation. And manual flushing allows us to manage those production items or orders that have a high variability. I need to manually record each time I consume something on my particular production order due to the fact that there is such a high level of variability inside of my production order. Our last stop on today's journey will be the production journal. This is where the activities that have happened against the particular production order are recorded. We have consumption, the time used, as well as output and scrap quantity. In fact, I can even identify when I've finished each operation so that there's zero questions about where the production order stands and what needs to happen in order for me to complete my production order. Today, we have only covered the absolute basics of manufacturing inside of Business Central. In the future, there will be additional videos that will expand each one of the capabilities that I've noted today.